What's going on YouTube? This is Luke from Vapor's Corner, and we're finally back with some more reviews. We're gonna really start busting out reviews. We've kind of been slacking lately just because we've all been busy. I've been busy with work. I know my brother's been busy with work. Our other friend Michael's been busy with work and college. So we've all kind of been doing our own things recently, but we're gonna get back to busting out some reviews for you guys. And today we have the Flagship V2 mech by SMK Mods, and we're just gonna go down low. We're gonna talk about it for a little bit, and then we're gonna come up, vape on it, talk about the pros and cons, where you can get one, how much, and if it's worth buying, in my opinion. All right, so we're back down low with the SMK Mods Flagship V2, and I'm just gonna show you the packaging it comes in. It comes in this tube, just a simple fucking tube. I don't know, just some standard ass packaging, and it comes with the certificate of authenticity. And it warns you, please know your battery limits and vape safely, which I kind of like that because not everybody knows with mechs on the battery safety and Ohm's law and everything, so they kind of give you a heads up to know what your battery limits are and that you should be using these safely and research the batteries that you're using. And it says also on here, it says to eliminate battery rattle, please adjust the Delrin ring in the battery housing, which I mean, that's pretty nice. So they tell you how to adjust the battery rattle instead of just you figuring it out by yourself or looking it up online. And it says, when disassembling button housing for cleaning purposes, be careful as ball bearings are spring loaded, and it has ball bearings obviously in the button housing, which it says is to improve the conductivity. And it says, welcome to the SMK Mods family. For warranty and service information, contact info@smkmods.com. And that's signed by SMK, and it shows the date, and this one was on 3/15. So now we're actually gonna go up close and look at this Flagship. So right here is just the tube of the Flagship. It's just your standard fucking tube. There's nothing really special about it. It's got really nice threading. I'll tell you that already. Is that this Flagship V2 has some of the nicest and like smoothest threads I've used on a mod. So here's your button. It's got the ball bearings in there, which I don't feel like taking this thing apart because it's just spring loaded and everything will just fly everywhere if you're not careful. It's got your copper. You can see that the copper button. And here's your black Delrin piece. You just spin it with your hands and it will adjust your battery rattle. And it's a very easy way to adjust battery rattle. I don't know why mods don't do that more often. It's just stupid simple. And then here's your top cap. It's a standard 510 top cap. It's not a hybrid, which I like that because I can just throw whatever I want on there and not have to worry about the protruding pins and everything, which is something you should also know about if you're ever going to get into a mech mod, and especially a hybrid mech mod. So it's just got 18. It's an 18650 mech. I'm just going to read you the specifications I got off the website. It's an 18650 mech. It's got copper firing pins, which is in the button and then in the top switch kind of thing. And it's got adjustable Delrin for the button housing, which is this black piece. You just spin and it's super easy. And that will eliminate your battery rattle. Then you have the ball bearings and the housing switch, which is, they say, is to improve conductivity, which it's a pretty damn conductive mech. It hits pretty damn hard. It's got a very stiff button, and this is one of the things I like about this. And I usually do not like buttons without locking mechanisms, is that this one's super stiff, and you can literally set it down when it's all assembled, and it will not fire one bit. And I've had a Manhattan before, which I had that problem where you set it down too hard and it would fire. And it's just sometimes no locking mechanisms, like they just suck if the button's not stiff enough. But this is a very stiff button on here, and it just works very well. And then something else that it says is just this is a 510 adapter, kind of like the connection between your RDA or whatever you're using, and then the battery. It's not a hybrid, so you don't have to worry about protruding pins or anything. Well, I mean, technically you have to worry about protruding pins, but not as much. And then it's basically the Flagship V2, so I'm just going to assemble it real quick. And these threads are just stupid smooth on here. Just screw your button in. I usually go from the top, drop your battery in, obviously negative down, positive up. Screw this on, and the threads are just so smooth. And I'm going to be using the CCI Archon RDA. I have 6 wraps of 20 gauge in here, so it's not a stupid low build, but it still heats up pretty nicely. So, just super easy to assemble, super smooth threads, and this is what I'm talking about. When you set it down, it won't fire because that button's nice and stiff. So we're gonna go up top. We're gonna talk about the price point, the pros and cons, and where you can get one of these. Alright, so we're back up top, the Flagship V2. Talked about all the specs and everything. I'm just going to give you the pros and cons in my opinion. And then the price point, and if I lost it today, I would go and buy another one. So, we're going to talk about the pros and cons. We're going to start with the cons, so I can end off on a good note. The cons with this thing is that sometimes I really do wish it was a hybrid top cap just for more conductivity, but I do like the way this thing's machined. There's really not many cons I can really think of with this thing because everything's just nice about it. The threads are just super smooth. It's got a really nice stiff button. The 510, there's no battery rattle whatsoever in this mod. And it's just super easy just to adjust your battery rattle and everything on it. If there was one con I would have to say with this thing is that there's no locking mechanism and you might just be forgetful, press it down too hard, get it jammed somewhere, and it's just going to fire. But this button on here is just super stiff, and that's one of the pros to this thing. Is the con would be no locking for some people, but for me with this button, it's just so stiff that there's no problem with it not having to fire. Like it's not going to fire when you set it down because this button is just super nice. So the pros I'd have to say with this, there's no cons about it other than a subjective one would be no locking ring. But the pros with it, there's just so many. The threads on this thing, the top cap and the button are just stupid smooth. The adjusting your battery rattle is just adjusting your battery rattle for dummies. Like anybody can do it. It's just stupid simple. And then it's just got a super nice look, super nice finish to it. Got a really nice stiff button, and it hits pretty damn hard. It's got great vapor reduction. I just have a 6 wrap of 20 gauge on here, and I'm dripping some cold fusion shock and awe. This shit's fucking good. But we're going to talk about the price point and where you can get it. The price point on smkmods.com, they sell them for $130, but right now they're on discount for about $100, which it could be a Black Friday discount, or maybe they're actually just discounting them for good. But it's a quality mod, and if you could pick one up for $100, I would definitely swing and go get one. I picked mine up at my local vape shop on a Black Friday deal for, drumroll, $15. I'm just going to be silent real quick. $15 for the Flagship V2. And it's just a super nice looking, hard hitting mech. I have nothing but good things to say about this mech right now. I can already tell that this is going to be my daily driver. And I'm just going to be using the shit out of this thing. Pardon my language, but I don't even care because this thing is the fucking tits. And with this Archon on top of here, it just looks just slick. It's just a great setup, in my opinion. Maybe you're not about mechs, but I think this just looks cool. And it hits just hard. Like I said, the only con I would have with this thing is that there's no locking mechanism, but with the button being so nice on it, that's not even a con for me. I literally could not find one con about this whole mech. And then there's just so many pros. The button's super stiff and nice. If you like a nice stiff button and not having to worry about your locking feature sometimes getting stuck. Because I've had a mech before where I'd lock it and spin it and it would get stuck and you couldn't use it. And you had to like get pliers or something just to get that locking mechanism undone so you can actually fire the mod. But this one's just got super nice buttons, super fucking nice threads. It just looks fucking mint. $100 you can get them online. Like I said, I got mine for a stupid deal on Black Friday. And it's just a very quality mech. If you're looking for a nice looking, quality, hard hitting mech, I don't see why you wouldn't get a Flagship. I mean, I know there are other ones that are made for cloud chasing and everything, but this one's just of quality. So like I said, you can get this online at smkmods.com, or maybe your local vape shop has one. But in my opinion, this mod is just badass. This is a great mech. is just machined so well, and everything about it is just on point that I don't see myself using another mech for a while until something really innovative comes out. Now, my brother uses a Limitless, and he had a VCM and everything, and he loves those things, and I'm going to get this thing to hit just as hard as those. So, it's like, he uses Limitless, he loves his VCM, this Flagship is just it's what I like. So overall, I'd have to give it a very good review. Everything's machined very well. It wasn't dirty at all when it came out of the packaging. The price point super nice. It's $100 for a really nice Mech Mod. And like I said, it's a fucking great of quality mod for anybody looking for a nice mech. And it's super simple to use. It's like Mech Mods for idiots. Even I can figure it out. I don't use mechs that often anymore, but I think I'm going to transition into just using mechs because this one is just, I've fallen in love with this mech. So that's been the review of the Flagship V2. And overall, it's a fucking stellar mech. It's very good, very of quality. And I'm just going to leave that there. That I would recommend this to anybody looking for a nice mech, and it just looks great. So, highly recommended Flagship V2. Go pick one up. So this has been Luke from Vapor's Corner. Actually, before I wrap this up, I want to give a shout out to 5 Star Vapes for hooking it up on Black Friday with always having great deals. So if you're ever in the Bourbonnais, Kankakee area and you're looking for a vape shop, 5 Star Vapes on, 45? They're right on Route 45. Super nice vape shop, super friendly customer service, great selection of everything. And they really know what they're talking about there, so... Flagship V2, very of quality mech. Giving a shout out to 5 Star for being a fucking badass shop in the Kankakee area. This has been Luke reviewing the Flagship V2. Highly recommended mod for anybody trying to get a mech.